So one of the main questions over the past few weeks has been, what is the timeline of Power Book 4 Force? Were we picking up from when Tommy left off in New York in Season 6, Episode 13 of Power? Or was Force picking up from when Tommy came back in Power Book 2 Ghost Season 1? Because I mentioned before the season started that it would be after Tommy left New York, after he came back to try and get Tasha, and that question has now been cleared up when Tommy told Tatiana, "Ain't you heard? I'm already dead."
Kill me? Tatiana, ain't you heard? I'm already dead.
And of course, he was referring to the fact that he was already dead in New York because of how Tariq helped him fake his death so he could build his life far away from Tasha, which is supposed to be California. But of course, we know the reasons as to why he stayed in Chicago. He's found himself in the drug game, which he knows he can exploit, but he also has family here, and we all know how much of a soft spot he has for blood. But over the course of these first few episodes, we've been seeing a constant theme, and that is the return of power characters, because this is the Power universe, and if you're not dead, there's always a chance you could return. And so far, we've seen Liliana return from the very first episode of Power, and most recently, we've seen Tatiana return, who was Milan's partner. But one question still remains, and it's a question that was asked by a lot of people on my video where I spoke about Tommy assembling his team of Liliana, Vic, and Diamond, and that is, where is 2-Bit? Because as we're watching Tommy establish his team in Chicago, we've seen him put his trust in Liliana, Diamond, and now Vic Flynn. But 2-Bit is someone who's always been loyal to Tommy, so now that the timeline has been established, we know that Tommy has been to New York, and now he's currently in Chicago. So where is 2-Bit, and where does Tommy think 2-Bit is?
Say happy birthday, Yoli. You just got that. Will 2-Bit be teaming up with you? 2-Bit, as far as Tommy knows, is still in the joint.
So Tommy thinks that 2-Bit is still in the joint, according to Joseph Sikora. But I can understand why so many of us are asking the question, where is 2-Bit, and will he pop up on Power Book 4 Force? Because he is listed for Power Book 4 Force on IMDb, which we do need to take with a pinch of salt, because he was also listed for Power Book 2 Ghost Season 2, but he never returned to collect from Tariq, and he was only ever mentioned in one scene where Tariq told Brayden the truth in Episode 6, and I guess this is why a lot of people are still asking the question, because he was nowhere to be seen in the world of Ghost. So could we see him in the world of Power Book 4 Force instead? And if we do, how could we see him, and why would we see him move to Chicago? Now Tommy's already been to New York at a time where 2-Bit had already been released from prison, because 2-Bit was released in Episode 6 of Season 1, and Tommy returned in Episode 10. And now I want to connect the dots to how it is we don't actually know how much was filmed before he got to Chicago. So check this out and let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section.
Republic, any twist coming to the show? Well, we know that Tommy is on his way to California, and we know that this show, at least presently, is being filmed in Chicago. We don't know how much is filmed before he gets here, and we don't know if he's gonna make it out of here. What's up, bro?
Now, this was from a live from over a year ago, and as we actually move through the first season of Power Book 4 Force, it actually makes me wonder, we haven't seen any scenes which are filmed before he gets to Chicago, so are we gonna get a flashback scene at some point over these next few couple of episodes with something that was filmed before he got to Chicago? Because where was he between the period of Season 6 Episode 13 of Power and Power Book 2 Ghost Season 1 Episode 10? If they did actually film something before he got to Chicago, could this have actually been with 2-Bit? So could we get that flashback scene, and could this explain why we never saw 2-Bit in Power Book 2 Ghost Season 2? Because I refuse to believe that 2-Bit is stupid enough to believe that Tommy Egan is dead in New York, because he is a smart soldier, a soldier that Tommy knows that can be useful for him, because he's loyal and he's worked with him before, and he can definitely be a good addition to his team that he started to form with Liliana, Vic Flynn, and Diamond. And also because I do believe Tommy will need some help at some point when it comes to taking on the Serbs in Chicago. Because at some point, Tommy's gonna have to come up against a serious problem, and that serious problem could be Merkovich. And there is a reason why Diamond didn't want to get involved with Tommy's beef with the Serbs, and that's because he knows that they're savage, and you only get one chance to take someone like Merkovich out, and he warned Tommy if he swings at Merkovich, he better not miss. So it seems that Merkovich could very well be the first big problem that Tommy's encountered in Chicago. Because as we've been moving with Tommy in the first season of Force, so far everything has kind of gone smoothly for him, as he ran into the CBI and the Flynn family, where he's now sandwiched himself in the middle of both of them. And what allowed him to sandwich himself in between the two crews is because him ironically meeting someone who Ghost kept alive in Power, who's now benefiting Tommy, and that's Liliana, because she stole 10 bricks from the Serbs. We've also seen him deal with the issue of Rojas' men easily, as well as Tatiana and a few of the Serbs. But what happens when shit doesn't go smoothly or something goes sideways for Tommy? Because even though Diamond mentioned that he's got every call right so far, as I mentioned, there's a reason why he's not backing him against the Serbs. So I do expect there to come a time where he's really under pressure or he has a difficult choice to make. Because even though Ghost was as good as he was, we saw him flustered on more than one occasion, and ironically, it was because of two Serbian connects who had him trapped in their own ways, and that was Milan and Jason Micic. So as much as Tommy wants to cut off the head of the leader of the Serbs and take their territory, the organization wouldn't die with Merkovic, but will Merkovic strike first? Because I highly doubt he's gonna let Tommy get away with being 7-0 up against the Serbs without striking back. And this is why I do believe there is some consequences on Tommy's side at some point. Tatiana and the Serbs came and landed in Chicago for two things, and that was to get their product back and to also kill Liliana. But of course, we saw Tatiana fail on both counts. So now I think Merkovic will show up at some point, and I do think there will be consequences for Tommy's organization, because we're gonna hear Tommy telling Liliana that she needs to get out of Chicago, because the Serbs have realized that she's there. But she's someone who lives and dies by the streets, and I don't think we're gonna see her running. We're gonna see her standing her ground and fighting, because that's all she's ever known. And this is why I think it could be a timely return for someone like 2-Bit, if Tommy really does find himself with his back against the wall against the Serbs and Merkovic, and also Janot, because we're watching him plot behind Diamond and Tommy's back. So 2-Bit is definitely a loyal soldier that can get shit done for Tommy, and he definitely fits the mold of Chicago and Powerbook 4 Force a lot better than Powerbook 2 Ghost, because I really can't see where he would fit into the storyline in Ghost, as they move into Season 3 with Tariq, Effie, Braden, the Tejadas, and Blanca Rodriguez returning. But they can make it work with him crossing over to Chicago, if there is indeed something filmed before Tommy got to Chicago. So I definitely think we need to keep an eye on this and how he's teased this, and whether it has any other significant impact with other power characters returning, not just 2-Bit, for example Roberto and Cristobal, who still is in jail according to one of Courtney Kemp's Q&As. But let's watch out for any of these scenes that could have been filmed before Tommy got to Chicago, because it could help us connect some dots to a potential 2-Bit return to the Power universe. So drop all your comments down below and let me know your thoughts on whether we could see 2-Bit returning on Powerbook 4 Force in Chicago. So drop all your thoughts down below, and of course if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Powerbook 4 Force and Power Universe related. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.